This is 93.5 CHMR-FM.
You're listening to 93.5 CHMR-FM, and this is The Aperture, a weekly hour-long discussion of all topics geek culture. I am one half of your journey with us. I'm Rory DC.
And I'm Adam the Porch Knight.
And today's show is about E3.
Hooray!
Finally, we got around to doing the E3 show. And finally, we got around to E3, which was awesome.
Yeah, because E3 was this week, so we didn't really get around to anything because we're doing it now.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So I guess for those of you who don't know, E3 stands for Electronic Entertainment Expo. I think that's what it is. And basically,
we'll go with yes.
it's the equivalent of like any what's the big technology expo that happened earlier the year?
The Stark Expo?
No, Rory. No. But it's the equivalent of like when all the different like phone companies that like make like the smartphones, they get together and have their new get all their new products out. It's the equivalent of that, but for video games. So it's where all the new games and game consoles are announced. So yeah, it should be good.
And so just general impression, how was it this year in your opinion?
Excellent. Absolutely excellent E3 this year. However, disappointing if you're an Xbox fan.
I agree with that, actually. And I say that as a not Xbox fan, but Adam says that as an Xbox fan, so that's just
well,
worth
Rory would
noting.
be disappointed in the Xbox. Xbox press conference anyway because he's a dirty PlayStation user. So, but yeah, no, Xbox One was very, very disappointing this year. Yeah, we're gonna get into that, but so there was so much stuff at this year's E3. Where I don't know if how much you saw. Did you see a lot of it, or?
I saw a good bit of what happened after. Like
okay.
I saw like basically the day would run and then I'd check in.
Yeah.
And sort of review all the main highlights and some of the not highlights. Obviously everything that PlayStation talked about I heard about.
I pretty much watched all of it. A lot of stuff going on. Very big E3, a lot of huge announcements, because this is the year where the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One are coming out, the two new consoles from Sony and Microsoft, respectively, obviously. Mm-hmm. So, obviously, there was a lot of stuff with that. So, we're in the hour programming that we have, we're not going to be able to talk about all of it, but we're probably going to talk about some of our favorite stuff. So, Rory, what do you want to bring up first?
I think, well, although this is probably more your area of expertise, I think we should start with Nintendo.
Okay.
To get that out of the way. Neither
of us are huge Nintendo fans, although I'm much more of a Nintendo fanboy than Rory is, just because I like their handheld consoles a lot, and I've been kind of looking at getting a Wii U, although that's probably not going to happen now. And I'm a huge fan of like some of their old school games. So yeah, we can get that up on the go now. So hang on, let me just scroll down to my Nintendo news here on my 8-page long notes. Nintendo. Yeah, here. Okay, got it. So, yeah. So I guess the biggest news for me, because I'm a huge Pokemon fan, is the Pokemon X and Y, the new Pokemon 3DS games are coming out on October 12th. And so that's big news. That means I'm gonna have to buckle down and get a 3DS soon, probably sometime next week or the week after. But yeah, they announced some new stuff. There's going to be a new Pokemon type, and there hasn't been a new Pokemon type in any of these games since Pokemon Gold and Silver.
Has it been that long, really?
Yeah, because they're. I mean,
those were the last ones I played, right?
Because they have all the major elements. They have like fire and water and metal and things like that. And so, and really, where else was they to go? And the new Pokemon type is Fairy, and it's super effective against Dragon types. So now the likes of Jigglypuff can KO Dragonite.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. So, yeah, hooray for that.
Always a good underdog story.
No. Okay, so there's a new 3D Mario game. I guess by 3D they don't mean, because it's on the Wii U, I'm guessing they don't mean like 3D as in like the 3DS 3D. I think they mean like 3D like Super Mario 64, Super Mario Galaxy, that kind of 3D gameplay, not 2D side-scroller. And it's called Super Mario 3D World. I'm not kidding. Nintendo, for the love of God, whoever is...
Fire the naming department
naming department, because they're not doing a great job.
No, not at all.
No, they're getting paid too much money, and by that I mean they're being paid money.
Any money at all.
Apparently it's going to have 4-player co-op, and it looks like to be a remake of Super Mario Bros. 2 from the NES, so it's nice to see that Nintendo's retreading old ground again and again and again, because the characters in the game, I think it's going to be Mario, Toad, Luigi, and Peach, just like Super Mario Bros. 2, all have different game styles. Like Peach can hover in the air, and Toad can Toad is faster. Luigi can jump higher, and Mario's Mario. Mario Kart 8 has been announced. It's Mario Kart 8. There's no major differences to the gameplay. Moving on. The makers of Metroid Prime are making the new Donkey Kong game called Tropical Freeze. Apparently, this is about animal Vikings invading Donkey Kong Island, which, I mean, it's not that far-fetched from the original Donkey Kong games, because they were about, Donkey Kong beating pirate crocodiles, so really that's not that much of a stretch, to be honest. And the one of the main players from the Donkey Kong Country 2, Dixie Kong, is back. She was the Player 2 character. Mm-hmm. HD remake of Legend of Zelda: Wind Waker's coming out for the Wii U. Again, way too many remakes or reboots of games from the Super Nintendo for the Nintendo Wii U. Not enough original content. I guess the only other really big announcement is that new Super Smash Bros. Game has been announced, and Mega Man is appearing. Not Mega Man from the original game, not Mega Man X from Mega Man X.
Right.
Really nothing else. One thing I did, I guess the last thing I'll say is there's a new Zelda game coming out for the 3DS called A Link Between Worlds. Gameplay looks similar to that of, like, Link to the Past, which was the Super Nintendo game. So, yeah, that looks pretty good. Honestly, think that if you're going to buy a Nintendo product right now, buy the 3DS. It's cheaper and it has way more games, and the games are a lot better.
Well, exactly.
So
That's
buy
the key
3DS.
factor.
Like, honestly, buy 3DS is a lot better than PlayStation's pathetic Vita.
Actually, well, the interesting thing about I'm not a big handheld console guy, as you know.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to be the first person to defend the Vita. But in this case, it's not bad.
Here you are,
honestly.
first person to defend the Vita.
No, it's not bad.
It's not bad. It's just there's not a lot of games. Like, there's nothing out there that makes me want to buy it.
It's not worth, in my opinion, it's not worth the company actually putting effort into.
Yeah.
I think they should just keep, they're much better on, I don't know what you call not handheld consoles other than not handheld consoles, but they're much better at that.
Yeah.
Even historically.
What, Nintendo?
Nintendo is much better at the handheld consoles, and Sony tends to be better at the not handheld consoles.
Oh, yeah. Although I will
deal.
say that the GameCube and the Super Nintendo were two of the best consoles ever made. But
they were good.
Yeah.
Yeah. No
but anyway,
doubt
we can't talk about that. There's not enough time. So, what do you want to go on the Xbox now?
I guess Xbox will be pretty much next on the list. We'll cover the basic stuff, the hardware and games.
Okay. First trailer they showed for Xbox One was Metal Gear Solid 5, Phantom Pain, I think that one's called.
I always forget the name of that thing. Yeah.
With Keith Sutherland playing Big Boss. And I don't know who Big Boss is, because the Metal Gear Solid mythos is like the Silmarillion at this point. It's so complicated.
Yeah, I refuse to go into any Metal Gear Solid background. It's just too... Yeah, you're right, it's too... It's like I said last time, it's Tekken quality storytelling in that regard.
It's... Apparently it's going to be a lot like Far Cry. A lot of open world gameplay, and there's going to be like real-time weather. And it looks like much more focused on stealth than Metal Gear Solid 4, which was essentially just a... crappy third-person shooter.
I thought it was very good.
You're wrong. No, I'm just joking.
We got a 10 out of 10 on IGN.
Yeah, IGN is wrong.
Well, I don't know, man. It was almost universally agreed to be a fantastic game.
Yeah, they're wrong. Okay.
But you're right.
Yeah, no, I'm right.
You're one person, and the rest of us, millions of people, are the ones that are... Okay, interesting.
Yeah, but the rest of us, millions of people, also think that Nicki Minaj is a fabulous, commercial
Wrong
artist.
again. No. If you go on her YouTube videos, I think you'll find a vast portion of dislike. But moving on from Metal Gear Solid.
Again, they announced a lot of games, like just games that are not really big games that I don't really have much of an interest in, and so they have like the World of Tanks, which was was a really popular PC title about it's just a tank combat simulator. Not a bad game, but that's coming to the Xbox 360. So that's kind of interesting. Dark Souls 2 is coming to the is coming to the Xbox 360, not the Xbox One. As I thought. I thought it would be an next-gen title, but it's not. Apparently they have more title... there's this new game coming out called Rise. R-Y-S-E. Rise, Son of Rome. Did you see that game?
I did, actually. Yeah, I remember that one because of the name, actually.
Made by Crysis.
Crytek.
Crytek, right.
But I'm curious, what's your take on this? There's a lot of games that are coming out that I wish were next-gen that aren't.
Yeah.
What's your take on games releasing late in a console cycle? Is this a good thing to get people excited for a potential other sequel in the next gen, or is this a bad thing?
I think that it's see, It depends because I'm for the Xbox.